believe it or not, the start of the NHL season. Woo, man. So we are going to dive into all of our predictions, all what we think is going to happen this year, and kind of what we're going to be looking out for. Now, Scotty, we got really into the NHL season over the last 2 or 3 years, especially. I mean, we've always followed the Avs. We've always been Avs fans, and they finally lived up to the expectations, and they brought home the cup. We got a picture with the cup over here locally, Scott. Ooh.
Yeah, on accident, actually.
On accident. We were down here locally at a sports bar, and they just happened to be sitting, just hanging out all by its lonesome. Well, on a table in the corner of the room. And we just kind of snuck in and grabbed a picture. But Avs celebrating their Stanley Cup, traveling all over the country, all over Canada, all over Europe, coming back home. The Avs got their rings the other night, and they're going to be hanging the championship banner in the Pepsi Center. Well, in the Ball Arena. I'm sorry.
I mean, get with it. It's been like 2 years.
I know, right? And that's what, I mean, they're defending their cup starting tonight. They're playing against the Chicago Blackhawks. So we're going to keep tabs on that game. It's actually delayed for some reason. Not sure why.
I mean, they're doing all the pregame festivities, Chris. Hanging a banner. They're singing all the small things, I believe. I believe one of the Blink-182 guys is like here? There. He's there singing with them. I forget which one, actually. I guess they just announced that they're back together and going to go on tour, Chris. Also. So if you're a Blink fan, get excited.
There you go, hanging the banner as we speak. So there you have it. But we have a lot to break down. So the defending champions start their run this year, but we're going to dive into what we like division by division. So we're going to look at, the Atlantic, the Metro, the Central, Pacific, all that stuff. And then we're also going to look at what our bets are to win the cup. There's a couple teams I really like, and then there's also some awards we might be diving into as well. But
there should only be one team you like in the cup odds, Chris.
There's a couple actually I have betting odds on, and it's not just the Avs. So Avs is one of them. Capitals 0-1. I'm happy, says Devil Doc. So he's all about his Pens, obviously. I remember when the Pens went back to back in 16-17. I was on cloud 9. Man, that's a good situation, right? Anytime you get back to back, you're celebrating for 2 straight years. Feels good, but
that math checks out.
That math does check out. Wake me up when you guys get to football.
We will, but everyone else is going to tell you to go to sleep anyway. So, it's football wife's bedtime, as if she's not an adult, guys. She's an adult and she can figure it out herself.
But let's dive into some of these divisions, Scotty, and then we will kind of see what we like and what we don't like about some of these teams. Now, last season, obviously 56-19-7, won the Stanley Cup, Colorado Avalanche. Odds to win this year are plus 400. So they are in the mix again. They brought a lot of guys back, so I do love a lot of what they bring to the table when it comes to this season again. Let me just confirm a couple things here while I want to just double check on some of these futures for the NHL. But let's see, give me 1 second. NHL, here we go. And Stanley Cup, so plus 450 actually, so it's shifted a little bit. Carolina, Toronto, the Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning, and Edmonton Oilers are the top 6 teams in the running for, the best odds to win it all. Actually, Calgary's in there tied with Edmonton at the moment, plus 1,500. But Avs are by far the biggest favorite going into this season. Scotty, does that surprise you by any means? I mean, I know you're here in Colorado. There's a lot of other teams that we thought were pretty good last year that could be good again this year.
No, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. The Avs have, a loaded roster. Yes, there are some question marks with like the second line, especially on offense. They have the best defensive rotation in all of hockey, including the top defensive line with Makar and Tays at the top. That's the best 1-2 defensive line in the game. To go along, obviously, you got a ton of talent on offense. Yes, you lose Kadri. which is going to be a decent loss. You also lost Burakovsky. So some of the questions, like the second line center is going to be a question mark. They signed Nichushkin to a large deal in the offseason, along with just giving Nate the Great McKinnon a huge deal in the last couple weeks here. So this team's locked and loaded. I mean, my only question mark is like, they just need to stay healthy, Chris. Like, that's literally, if they're healthy going into the playoffs, they're going to make the playoffs. I actually don't even care if they get the 1 seed. Like, they're going to make the playoffs. You know how I've talked about on here, like, being a Dodgers fan is probably boring at times because, like, the regular season doesn't matter.
Well, let's be nice.
I feel like the Avs regular season doesn't matter much, especially now that they've got out the schneid and 1-1. It's like, just wait till the playoffs.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
But no, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
We'll see what the goaltender that they added in the offseason, the backup in New York, Alexander Georgiev. How am I saying that, guys? Gorgachev.
Here we go.
Yes.
There we go.
Who had on their bingo card that I was going to be the first one to mispronounce a name? It's hard. It's hard out there.
I was testing it, by the way. So if you see 6 on there, it was because I was testing it off stream to make sure it worked. Giev. There you go. Says Reckoning. See, this is Reckoning's favorite time of the year because he gets to correct all of our pronunciations on NHL players. This is what he lives for.
I mean, why don't they have normal names? Where are the Kevin Smiths or something, Chris?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where are they?
I don't know. So it's not very common to have those. But we have to say something nice about the Preds. So, I mean, they got a boy that we are familiar with, right? Matt Duchene. Matt Duchene sound familiar, Scotty? Douchey. Douchey Johansson, I think, will try to build some momentum this year, and I think that that's going to be an interesting team, especially that tandem for the Preds. They finished last season 45-30-7. They ended up losing in the first round, but I mean, I think they can string some wins. I mean, I feel like they're going to be in a similar spot this year. I think I'm curious to see how they turn out. I think they'll be better this year for sure, but I don't know. They'll be on the playoff fringe.
I mean, I feel like they're like, no, I think they can make the playoffs, but I don't feel like they can advance in the playoffs. That's kind of their MO recently. They make it and then they're just disappear just as fast. They're one and done in the first round a lot, so it kind of feels what they are. They got obviously some talent, and getting 97 points last year means you're a pretty good club. I just don't think they have enough. Like, when, like, no offense to Duchene, but like when he's like one of your top guys and stuff, I don't know if that's enough. He had a hell of a season last year, don't get me wrong. Duchene put up like 86 points, but I don't know. The Preds just don't excite me. Oh, it was about. I was supposed to say something nice. They'll make the playoffs. I think they'll make the playoffs. Is that nice? Gosh, I'm so bad at this.
That works. All right, so let's dive into some of these divisions real quick, and we'll just kind of touch on them. So we'll do division futures and look at these here. Let's start with the Metro Division. The Metro Division is first on the docket here.
Also known as the Metropolitan Division, for those of you that it's not like metrosexual or something like that.
Scotty, this is why you're my favorite. It says Moon Princess. See, there you go.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I'm someone's favorite.
Yeah, you're doing something right. Man. There you go. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun. The more whiskey you drink and the more I drink, the easier these names become to say. Right? It doesn't even matter. But
like, I assume people are lying to us when they say we got it wrong,
and then we believe.
At that point, I'm like, I definitely. Someone was trying to do like Patrick Waugh earlier. No, it's Roy.
It's not Patrick Roy.
He was literally our goalie, Chris, our goaltender, back with the Avs when we won a Stanley Cup or two. Okay, I think I know how to say that name. He was even our head coach.
Yeah. No, 100%. Giev is going to steal for the Avs as double doc. I think so too. I'm curious. We've kind of had.
What'd you call him?
Did I say it again? Did we miss?
You just said Giev. You like left out half of his last name.
Oh yeah.
You just left. You're just like.
All right.
Right.
That counter is going to be a million.
Is it just G? I'm so confused. I'm going to call him Alexander. Alexander the Great.
If you came for us, yeah. No. Can I have a hug, please? Can you give me a hug? That's all I need. ! See hug in the chat, and I'll feel a lot better. But let's dive into the Metro division and kind of touch on what we like here. Now, there's a couple teams in this one.
Does someone need a hug?
I need a hug. Carolina Hurricanes are a favorite to win this division. You got the Penguins, the Rangers, the Caps, and then Islanders made a miraculous run. They're plus 850. They're like fifth on this list in division betting odds. So, surprisingly enough, the Islanders, after their miraculous run last year in the playoffs, are kind of not in a great spot. But there's two teams that I like here a lot. Carolina is obviously the favorite, and they're always going to be good. Number two, one of my biggest bets. I mean, if I'm going to put money on any other team other than the Avalanche, it's the Rangers. I think the Rangers are, they're third in the division to win this. I think they're going to be a sneaky team. And they're not really sneaky. They made it far last year, and they have one of the best goaltenders, if not the best goalie in the league. So with that being said, I'm huge on the Rangers to make a big run. Maybe they don't finish the division at the top, but I think they get there. And I think they make a nice little run once they get, into the playoffs this year. They will make the playoffs, and I think that they're going to be in a great spot, because when playoffs come around, goaltending wins. And some of these teams,
who's that goaltender, Chris?
What for the
Rangers? For
the Rangers, it's sheesh. Wait, don't tell me. Wait, don't tell me. I'm gonna pronounce it like a champion here. What's crazy is I have to look at it and be like, I could do this. Shesterkin.
I think it's Shesterkin.
Is it Shesterkin? Shesterkin?
Or is it who got? Chris got it? Shesterkin? That sounds right. That's not right. Shesterkin?
I think that's it.
His first name's Igor. What is happening? Why the names are so hard, guys?
Real quick,
that should absolutely be Shesterkin. By the way, I'm gonna go ahead
and. We got a first-time chatter in the chat. GT Pop 1219. Welcome in, Justin Herbert, Christian Kirk, A, B, Chris Olave, and Godwin Russ. So I think we're talking.
Is that a trade? Is that a trade?
If that's I think that's a trade, right? GT Pop. Let us know in the chat.
I'm gonna guess that is.
Who do you have? Herbert and Kirk?
It depends on. Yeah. Well, he's not gonna maybe tell us, or she, but it depends on Russ is almost unstartable right now as a fantasy quarterback, so he's like a nothing burger in that. But I love Olave and Godwin. Now Olave is a little beat up right now and may not play this week. Godwin's getting healthy, so I love those pieces. But Herbert's going to be a monster. The quarterback position's kind of important and more consistent. Where if you're losing Herbert to get Russ, I don't think it's worth it. Yeah. Unless you have another guy unless you have another QB on your roster, I would be the one that I'd hold on to Herbert, because Russ is literally droppable at this point.
Yeah.
No offense, Chris.
He'll get better. There's only one way to go, and that's up. We'll get to the Broncos here a little bit later once we get to that the football week 6 preview. But welcome in. Hit that follow button, and we would love to have you as a part of our community. Let's go. Thanks for popping in. So you know what? Put me on this, Scotty. Put me on this. Carolina's favored to win this division. I think the Rangers take it. I think they're going to have... They remind me a lot of where the Avs were when they, 2-3 years ago, before they make their run, and they have a nice young talent. They have the best goalie. I just think that they're going to have a good spot. Put me on this. I got the Rangers winning this division.
Okay. I don't know what I'm putting you on. Just that I point out when you're wrong, when they're eliminated with 20 games left.
Probably, yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I would probably pick the Rangers too. But I don't. That's probably just us being crazy a little bit, because I mean, Carolina was the dominant team last year, certainly the better team through the course of the season. I know the Rangers made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, mostly on the back of Schuster, Igor, whatever his name is. But they just need a little more offense. And you have the Capo Caco, or whatever his name is, Capo Cacao. I think I said that right. Who obviously was like a top pick and supposed to be this next great player, and then they literally didn't even put him. He wasn't even on the active roster for Game 6, the game they were eliminated on. I think that's wild. We'll see if he's able to bounce back. Capo Caco, I think I said it first. Guys, I said it right every single time. Copacabana, exactly. Exactly. But anyway, the Rangers are intriguing. They just need to be more offensively, a little more skill, a little more flair, a little more. I mean, they got bogged down against Tampa. Tampa basically just, after game 1, shut the door on them scoring at all.
Yeah, no. So and then Devil Doc's Pens are plus 280, right, sandwiched in between the Hurricanes and the Rangers to win that division. So hey,
sandwiches.
I mean, Sidney Crosby is in the mix to try to do something this year too. But
he's old.
He's a little older now. It's let's see, what else do we have in the chat here? Black and yellow. I got 70k points and not much to spend them. I'll put some more channel stuff. The Reckoning proposed 1,000 channel points redemption, and you'll have to try to pronounce something. It would work similarly to say something nice. I'm down with that. We could have some fun with that. I'll build that in for next show. Let's do it. Red Valentine's Day. We are older, says Devil Doc.
I mean, I call them old, and I'm older than, he's 35, I guess. Crosby is. But listen, I think they can still be a solid team. I just don't know if they have it in them to make long runs. I mean, they've been through so many long seasons of long playoff runs. That's just a lot of wear and tear on your body. Listen, I wake up every day and a different body part hurts, Chris, and there's no reason for it. None whatsoever.
Yeah, no.
I went to sleep fine. I woke up in pain.
Yeah. You just wake up sore every day. It's how we live our lives now, Scotty. We're old now. That's what all people do. We hurt. And
it's hard.
It's hard.
Hard out there.
Next up, we have the Atlantic Division. We got the Leafs, the Panthers, the Lightning, the Bruins, the Senators, and the Red Wings. The Red Wings are finished dead last in the Atlantic Division.
Why even bring them up?
I know. Sorry, Chairman.
So bad.
Sorry, Chairman.
They're so bad.
Detroit.
I'm not sorry.
No,
I'm not sorry at all.
But Toronto is the team that I am most fascinated with, because they choke away every single year, some way, somehow. And
they lost in 7 games to Tampa Bay last year, right? Was that? Am I remembering that correctly?
Leafs gonna leave. No, I thought. Correct me if I'm wrong.
In the first round or something.
They lost in the first round to.
But I think it was to Tampa Bay, wasn't it?
They lost. I
think it was 7 games, and I think it was.
I have it right here. So let me pull it up here. So
let me be right on one hockey thing tonight. Come on, come on.
So they finished 54-21-7. They lost in the first round, and they lost
7 games to the. I thought you said you had it, Chris.
I thought I did.
We're losing viewers by the second.
Reckoning. Who did they lose to? Or Moon? Who did the Toronto Maple Leafs lose to?
Now I gotta look it up. Unbelievable.
They lost in the first round the past 4 years in a row. Tampa and 7. There you go. So yeah, you were right. You were right, Scotty. See, you got this.
See? Oh! I did it. I did it.
So they added Nicholas Abe-Kubel, Jordy Ben, and a bunch of other names that I'm not going to pronounce because I don't want to embarrass myself. Now,
wait, is it noteworthy, the first name you said there? Like, he was kind of like a whatever dude for the Avs, right?
He was a contributor, but not like,
whatever
barn burner by any means.
If that's their key addition, you can forget it. Isn't he the one that fell with the cup and dented it?
He's the one that dented our cup, and then he goes. We shipped him off because of it.
You want to bring that guy on board? Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah, he's gonna. Don't let him near anything valuable. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Pronounce them, coward. Says Reckoning.
I'm not. Listen. I think they're pronounced maple leafs.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly. We need abuse the oops command. Yeah, the oops command is going to get a lot of love today. So Toronto's favored to win this division, but honestly, I'm still a little hesitant. Tampa Bay kind of fell off. They lost a couple pieces, and they are third to win this Atlantic division. Panthers number 2. So,
and the Panthers had the best record in all the NHL in the regular season last year, correct? Well, I'm sorry, in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. I think they were competing for the best record for sure. So the fact that they fell behind the Leafs and the Lightning for this, or the Leafs, and then they're kind of close to the Lightning is kind of interesting. But I don't know, man. For me, this division screams Toronto's just going to run away with the division and then just do something ridiculously bad in the playoffs. Like, that's just what this screams to me. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I don't think Tampa will win the division because I don't think they care so much about that. And they've been through, 3 straight trips to the Stanley Cup. Like, speaking of wear and tear in your bodies, the regular season is just about making it and preserving. But, I'm not ruling out the Panthers either at this point. But, no, it feels like a Toronto great regular season. And, Chris, I'm on record as saying Toronto is, in fact, going to win a playoff series this year.
What?
Maybe not more than one, but at least one. At least one. For the first time since 1974. I made that part up. But
I'd be fascinated to know if they do, because that's gonna.
Come on, man.
This is Moon. She does. He's not on board with that. Scotty, what would you bet for that? Reckoning's also wants some action on this.
Let's go, Rec. I don't know. I'd have to think about it, but I'm willing to bet. I feel real good about that.
Let's see. It's my favorite game. Chris and Scott pronounce European names, says Moon. Yeah, no, we'll oh yeah, it's doable, and it's not going to be a good game for us. He got a Cuban Benny. He got a tat on his leg of the cup with a dent.
Is that real, Cuban? Like, that's real? If so, never mind. That was the best free agent pickup I've seen in all offseason.
Panthers somehow got worse after trading for a superstar. So Panthers ended up bringing Nick Cousins, Mark Stahl, Matthew Tkachuk, and Colin White. Those are the easiest names I've read all night. So
it's Keith Tkachuk, though.
No, this is Matt Tkachuk.
I'm joking. Never mind.
Let's see. Oilers up 2 less than 3 minutes in. And then also, by the way, update, the Avs are on the power play here. So
why have they not scored, Chris?
I don't know.
This is the Blackhawks, okay? They should be up 37-3 right now.
Reckoning and Moon are like shocked that I could pronounce Tkachuk. I feel like
I feel like because of Keith Tkachuk, like, it through prior players,
Yeah, Keith Tkachuk. That's a name that you hear a lot, so it makes it easier to like pronounce those ones. But so yeah, there you go. So that's where we're at with the. But
you can't pronounce Roy correctly. And I just did, Moon Princess. I literally said it.
We're getting roast. Should we have not done a hockey segment tonight, Scotty?
Chris, I'm going to be honest. I'm piecemealing this a little bit. I haven't had a lot of time to dive in. I feel like hockey just ended, and I'm not prepared fully to like talk on it. Not that I ever am fully prepared to talk on hockey. I just try and pronounce names and stuff. Have some fun with it.
We don't have to spend a lot of time on the Central Division knowing the Avs are going to probably run away with this one, knowing that the Wilds and the Blues are probably the two teams that... Oh! Jim on Sports. Welcome
Thank
in.
you,
Let's
Jim
go.
on Sports.
Welcome in, Jim. I hope you had a great stream. Let's give a shout out to Jim. Welcome. My name is Chris. This is Scott. We are your hosts for the Action Lab. Hope you are
saying that right? Is it Jim or Yim? Is it Yim?
It's Yim.
Yim?
My name is Yif. Yeah. Actually, I need to make
names
that
are tough, man.
I need to make that a sound too. We'll do that. I'll write it down. What's up, C. Mendez? Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Who's your team and where are you from? I'd like to get to know you. We're doing a little bit, guys. We're doing a little bit of hockey because the season starts today, and we are going to shift to week 6 of the NFL. So don't go anywhere. We also need you to help us out with some fast food joints. We're going to be doing that here very, very soon. So,
I don't need help. I got that on lock.
Oh, yeah.
Look at me,
Chris. We'll see. I can't wait to draft my team. My team's already...
Your team is going to be so soft and weak. You're going to be so embarrassed.
So we have the Avs. I think both of us agree the Avs will come away with that division. Minnesota's an interesting one, but they're not going to be to the same caliber. And then... finally, the Pacific Division. Pacific Division is going to include all of the Canadian teams. You got Vegas, so Calgary Flames, Oilers, Vegas Golden Knights, Los Angeles Kings, Vancouver Canucks, and Seattle Kraken, the new boys in town. So Calgary and Edmonton are the two teams that went on fire against each other last year. They were just
because one of them's like a
flame. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Cool.
But yeah, Calgary's favored to win this division, and Edmonton.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Calgary's favored?
Calgary's favored by they're plus 220 versus Edmonton Oilers plus 250. Now we got Milwaukee's best. Let's go Vegas. Milwaukee's all on Vegas. Let's go. He's all about his Vegas nights. Sorry for yelling. The season started last
literally
night when the
hate
Rangers
I thought everyone agreed that we hate Vegas. Like the whole hockey community hates the Vegas Golden Knights.
I mean, especially Avs fans aren't big fans of Vegas. With there's a little bit of a bitter rivalry there. But the season started last night when the Rangers began their championship season. By the way, Jim,
that's so funny, Chris. I was gonna point out that I thought the season started yesterday, but I assumed I was wrong.
No, it did technically, but then we have like all of the TNT games tonight. TNT is on, NHL's on TNT, which is they did a great job last year, by the way. I wish they had Barkley. They have that whole crew with Gretzky and yeah. So
remember the guy that shaved his head and had the weird stash. Yep.
Jim, I have the Rangers winning their division, and I have them making a deep run to the Stanley Cup, if not potentially winning it, man. An Avs Rangers Stanley Cup will put me, I'll be in heaven. Okay, roasting you was fun. I'm going to head to bed now. Night, everyone. Good night, Moon. I hope you have a great night. This is the long Moon. She stayed. She loves her hockey talk.
Good luck on Sunday. Sort of. Yeah. Kind of. Maybe.
Moon. Good luck on Sunday.
I don't know if you've heard, Moon, but it's pretty much the most important football game the Buffalo Bills have ever played.
Ooh, man.
For the Chiefs, it's probably just like another game or whatever. But no, I'm just kidding.
When will the next pronunciation be? Yeah, there you go. Within 5 minutes. We're going to be getting into some awards, and I guarantee there's going to be something happening here soon. So, yeah, diving into this division. I mean, this is going to be one of the more even divisions at the top. I think Calgary and Edmonton will battle out most of the season. I don't know. Calgary is favored, but I kind of like Edmonton. To potentially come away with this one.
For no reason whatsoever, Chris, Calgary is my second favorite team this year.
For no reason whatsoever.
I just have a good feeling. I feel like Edmonton's a little. Listen, I know you have two of the best players in the world on offense with Draisaitl and that other dude who likes to sleep around a little bit, Connor McDavid. But beyond that, what are they? Yeah, they added a new goalie that was from the Leafs, but I know that was a big weakness, but I don't think their defense is great. I mean, I know they made the Western Conference Finals, but they got swept by the Avs and they looked
rough.
There's a lot of holes there. I mean, when you remove those two guys, is that roster really that great? I think Calgary has more depth. They add our boy Nazem Kadri out there, which I think is going to be a really nice signing for them. I think they were pretty damn good last year. I think Calgary is the team that the Avs are going to have to get through in the West, and I think they win this division.
Ooh, okay. All right. Yeah, I think this is going to be a competitive one for sure. So they finished 50, 21, and 11, lost in the second round, as mentioned. But yeah, I think that Kadri's an interesting one too, because he came from our Colorado Avalanche. He was arguably one of the best players for a series and a half, if not a little bit more, through that playoff run. And man, like he could add a huge piece to what they had. They lost Gaudreau, right? So I mean that was a big offseason loss, but I think overall they're going to be in a good spot. I think that there's a reason why they're the favorites to win this division. But let's see, what else do we have in the chat? Calgary added a lot. They lost Kachuk, but got a ton. Did you talk about the Minnesota Wild yet? Says Joker. So Minnesota,
they're like the tryhards. They like overachieve in the regular season, but they're not talented enough to do anything in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's how I've always interpreted. Like recently with Minnesota, like they put together a very good regular season because I just feel like their work ethics is incredible, and they pour their heart and soul into it. And then other teams start trying at the same level, and they can't hang.
I think they might be kind of a sneaky team, potentially. I don't think that they're going to be like blowing the doors off anybody and everything, but they could be a surprise team. I mean, Minnesota, I feel like they're going to be a scrappy team that like no one's going to want to play come playoff time, right? I mean, I don't know. They always worry me as an Avs fan. I don't know.
I think you have like memories from years ago I
have bad memories that just kind of live with me. I mean, last season they finished 53-22-7, 113 points, and then they lost in the first round. So they were they were good in the regular season. Like, I think the division is just tough, and I don't know. I just think that Wild never did anything in the playoffs, says Joker. Yeah, I don't know. I think that that last year was a kind of a high ceiling for them, and I think their ceiling is matching what they did last year, and then maybe
first round exit.
Yeah, probably a first round exit. If I'm looking.
By the way, as Devil Doc let us know, Avs on the board. I just saw Chris shot from McKinnon, deflected by Cogliano in front, and 1-0 Avs. That should lead them on their way to winning. Chris, who scores more per game this year? The Broncos or the Avs?
Come on, man.
Bro, I think it's a fair question to ask.
What are we doing?
I think it's fair.
Oh, man. Broncos. I'm going Broncos.
Bold.
I don't feel good about it.
It almost is dangerous.
Can
Chris.
I say though?
You ever done something dangerous before?
It's spicy.
Chris, did you look at some of my graphics for the previews today?
I looked at the first one, and yeah, I saw that one, but I didn't see any of the others. However, can we talk about jerseys real quick for the NHL? One of my favorite jerseys in sports is what the Chicago Blackhawks are wearing tonight. Those white tomahawk jerseys are absolutely just, I don't know why I love those so much. They're stunning. They're one of the best jerseys in sports.
Enjoy them before they probably get canceled, Chris.
Sweaters, sweaters, my bad. Sweaters.
Yeah, they are sweaters. Sweaters, and enjoy them because they'll get canceled. Red Wings have the best jersey in the NHL. Agree to disagree. Mostly because I hate the Red Wings, but
it's sad that the Red Wings rivalry died off, man. I wish that was still a thing. I mean, that
was epic. It was epic at the time. You're right. I actually don't even think about the Red Wings. That I enjoy how bad they are. Sorry, Chairman. Like, I think it's funny how epically awful they are as a franchise right now, because they are the worst.
They're
the absolute worst.
They're not great. So yeah, so there we go. Then let's go ahead. Let's dive in. So my prediction for we'll just skip to the predictions for the NHL for the NHL playoffs. We'll skip the playoffs and we'll go straight into the Stanley Cup final. I want my dream matchup. Avs,
yeah, I already know what you're gonna say.
Avs and Rangers. Avs and Rangers is my dream matchup. That's what I want. That's what I'm gonna say prediction wise is gonna be this year's. I don't know. That's where I'm at, and I think the Avs win in that matchup.
Okay. Chris, prior to this last season, what was the MO on the NHL or on the Avs in the playoffs? So what did they do?
What
they do?
They choked.
What they do in the playoffs? They choked. Who else seems to choke all the time in the playoffs, Chris, in the East? We talked about it.
Toronto?
Give me the Maple Leafs, Chris. Woo! Facing our Avs in the Stanley Cup Finals. Of course, I'm going to pick our Avs to win, as they should, and they will. But I got once again, a Canadian team, does it hurt more in Toronto when your team makes it that far and then loses? I don't know. Yeah, give me Maple Leafs Avs with an Avs win in probably like 6, maybe even 5. It won't be too competitive. Scorebot just let us know the Padres take the lead on the Dodgers 4-3 in the 6th. The upset of all upsets would happen there. For sure.
Avs over Canes, says Double Doc, in 6. So he got the Avs in 6. Football Wife is falling asleep. Go San Diego, says G Girl. We need a falling asleep command.
There's not a hockey team in San Diego, G Girl. I'm just kidding.
TDs, don't say anything at all. This is easy. The Broncos are trash. They have a bad quarterback and a bad team. Actually, no, they have a good defense. That's about it. But I have to say something bad. They suck right now.
Do I have to say something bad about the Broncos?
Yeah.
Is there enough time, Chris?
There's not enough time.
Is there enough time?
No.
I mean, you have the worst quarterback coach combo maybe in the NFL.
That's fair.
Combining them,
That's fair.
On paper this year, what we've seen on the field is pretty damn bad, Chris.
It's not good. It's not good. All right, so let's get into some awards real quick, and then we're going to get into our draft. So we're going to dive into that as well. All right, so real quick, so Stanley Cup, we already got that knocked out. Hart Trophy, MVP. It's kind of hard to go against the Connor McDavid. He's just like so good.
It's so boring.
It's so boring, though. I know. I'm with you. And I'm just like, so Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, I think is a fun one for me. I just don't know how many votes he's going to get. Austin Matthews, he could be a nice, interesting one. Shesterkin is probably, he's getting actually some love in some of these, but he's going to probably get in that goalie side of things. But anything that stands out to you for, if I'm going to go crazy, I'm going to say Austin Matthews. I'm going on a limb.
Sleeper because they care about the regular season so much for me. Kaprizov for the Wild. Kaprizov? How do you say? It's one of those.
Kaprizov, Capricorn.
Capri Sun. I think maybe is it a Capri Sun? Maybe.
was
delicious?
Was that a mispronunciation?
Delicious.
Rex? I don't know.
I tried real hard there. One of those was probably right. Maybe. Maybe.
Okay. No, I'll take that. I think
so. Capri Sun is is under the radar pick there for MVP. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. Capri Sun.
Prediction is over. I think we end up having Kaprizov. There you go.
That's what I said.
Casually average.
No, I said that. That's actually what I said first. I said Kaprizov first, and then I did 8 other variations just to cover my tracks.
All right, so since I went with Austin Matthews as the MVP, I'm gonna go with I'll stick with Connor McDavid here for the scoring. I mean, he's always in the top scoring title category, so I'm gonna go with him on that one.
I'll just take his line mate, Draisaitl.
Okay. All right.
How about it? I mean, that's a tough one to pronounce. I think I'm getting that one right, Chris. Draisaitl.
Let's see. Best defenseman. This is easy.
Yeah.
It's Cale Makar. There's no second. Adam Fox is kind of in the mix, but he's not even going to come close. Cale Makar he's arguably the best player in the league, much less the best defenseman. So we'll just throw that out there like it is.
Rack, we saw Roman Josi not hold a candle in the first round of the playoffs to Cale Makar. So I'm going to go with Makar. Okay.
You're fired, Scotty. Chris got it right. Mispronounced. Yeah. So, this is like a backward. This is like an upside down show. Yossi, whatever. We're learning, Scotty. We're learning.
Exhausting. We don't have a J there. Have a Y if you want it to be Yossi.
Yeah, spell it right.
I mean, he's that forgettable for me.
The Vezina Trophy here is going to go to Shesterkin. Shesterkin. I want to add a sh in there. It makes you want to. I got Igor getting that one for the best goalie. So that's easy. Vezina. Oh man, we're just struggling.
Yeah, I mean that one's easy to kind of go there, but what about Saros?
We're living the dream right now.
Saros is good. Saros. This segment has gone off the rails.
See, and I know you guys are enjoying the shit out of this.
Nichushkin with a goal after Chris. I mean, it's been back and forth. Now it's 2-1 Avs. Taze gets a goal. Yeah.
Right.
Isn't that what I said, Rex? Saros.
Yeah. Last but not least, Calder Trophy Rookie of the Year. This is kind of a little bit more wide open, but I don't know much about a lot of these kids. But I think from what I can tell, Matty Beniers seems to be I want to keep an eye on him.
I'm taking Owen Power.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Number 1 overall pick in 2021. Buffalo Sabres, and an easy name to say, Chris. Owen Power. So I'm taking him.
There you go. So all right, guys. Well, I hope you guys can get into some of this NHL season, but it's going to be a lot of fun to see how things play out. Obviously, when you're off winning a cup, Scotty, it feels a little bit easier to ease into this season and feel good about riding high. I'm still riding high from the last power play for the Avs, by the way, so I'll take that. All right, cool. So next up, by the way, we're going to be doing an NBA preview next week when the NBA kicks off. So we're going to be talking a lot of NBA action. So bring all your NBA talk next Wednesday when we dive into the preview for the 2022-23
Wembanyama. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
He's not in the NBA yet.
Owen Power going to 0-5 to start. Go 0-5 to start the season. I don't know about that.
He's just one man. Okay. They might. Buffalo's probably not great.
Yes. Joker's all about NBA next Wednesday, so he'll be here for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So there you go. Go watch some hockey this year. We're gonna keep tabs on what's going. Ooh, God, McKinnon's back, and he's back. Like he is. Gosh, he's so fast.
Did they score another goal?
No, he didn't score another goal, but just the way he skates around the ice is just, he almost scored there. But all right, enough hockey talk. We have.
So would you say you like his feet, Chris?
Roger.